Good afternoon, everyone. We are starting off with a build and chill live stream today. Just gonna chill out and try to build some ceiling designs. Maybe work a little bit on some interior design today, and anything you guys and gals want to do. Drop them in the comments, and we'll work you in as we go along. First things first, 12:04 on a Tuesday, so they should have the Atom Shop updated. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the Atom Shop, see what's new, and all the things that I won't be able to buy because I've only got 900 atoms. But let's go through and see what we got. Okay. Deep well. That's kind of neat. But I've already got a well, so I don't really need another one right this minute. So we'll pass on that. And let's see, 6 more days on the chandelier. I could buy that. I'm holding off. Oh no, I don't know. So this will be gone by next Tuesday, so I got to make that decision this week whether or not I buy that one. Anyways. Let me see if I can get my chat fixed over here. Alright, what's up, Gas Mask? How you doing today? Let's see. Lightwood laminate. Big and tall bundle. Well, what is in this? Oh, okay. Well, I don't need those. Nuka-Cola Twist. Okay, let's go claim that. And yeah, so Atom Shop is not really exciting this week, honestly. At least to me it's not. I'm not really seeing much. It's just screaming, hey, you have to buy me. So, yep. That's that. So, I noticed, last time I streamed, my builder character was getting kind of low on materials. Charleston, I hear you, Gas Mask. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a custom world that has the exact same build requirements of, adventure mode. So same restrictions and everything, though I'll probably tweak the budget because this is really just for testing and demonstration purposes anyways. I'm not going to be building full-fledged camps in here for, showcases. So let's go call this YT. Alright, world settings. Clear weather. Furnace off. Visual filter, none. Carry weight multiplier? Oh, that'll do. Alright. Carry weight. What is this? Applications, deep, fast travel free. Alright. Workshop, camp power. Let's do always powered. Well, actually, you know what? No, good default because, yeah, we'll just leave all this alone except for free workbench crafting will be on. Relax build restrictions off. Camp building radius. I'm gonna just go ahead and make that very high. Camp placement, all locations. Camp budget. I'm gonna put that at very high. Free building off. Let's see. Requires. Wait, oh yeah, free building on. Camp height. I'll just do nuclear. Who cares? I'll leave it default. Never mind. Yep, yeah, nuclear. I'll do that. It's fine. I'm not really going to be building anything that big anyways, but the option there later on. I can tweak these things later also. Go. Okay, so super easy world. Let's go ahead and get started. That way I can just build to my heart's content. Same building rules as standard, except just increase the height and radius of the camp radius. Alright. But all the collision stuff, all the sport restrictions and everything from adventure mode are still active in this world, so everything that I do here should apply for adventure mode when you're building. What's up, Rad Wolf? How you doing today? Good afternoon, 420. How you doing today, man? All right. I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. We're going to be building some... We're working on interior design today. I don't know if you saw my community post I made yesterday, but that's going to be the focus of today's build and chill. Just working on different roof designs and just trying to mix things up instead of just standard flat roofs. Just show you all how to, you know, mix it up a bit in your camps. So I guess I gotta figure out which one of my camps I want to get rid of. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I can always come back and overwrite all this to bring this stuff back. So it doesn't matter which camp I get rid of. Oh, hey, camp 12. I guess that's one I'm currently on. Yeah, camp 12. So we will replace this one that we're currently working with. And I guess I'm going to go to the White Springs. I never build here, but there's a lot of wide open space. Yeah, we'll go to the White Springs and we'll throw down the camp, and that's where we'll work on building. There's a lot of wide open area. We can just build a bunch of small structures, and like I said, really I'm going to be focusing on the roof design. So all the rooms might be 2x2 squares with, you know, the exterior might be really goofy, but you know, you can find the way to integrate these ideas into your builds, and you know, whatever you do on the exterior side is what you do with it, and how you integrate these ideas into your camp will be whatever you do with that. So yeah, we're just gonna sandbox around today, come up with some ideas, test out things, and just go from there. All right, we'll find ourselves a good place to set up. Right out here, and oh yeah, I have no jetpack on this character. This looks like a good spot. As good of a spot as any. It is on a bit of a hill. Let's move down this way a little bit. Have more flat area. Flat-ish area. I mean, it's all rolling downhill, though. This looks good enough to me. Alright. Let's go ahead and wipe out our stored. I just stored the symptomatic blueprint. I could have built that. Save myself some time. Though, I don't think I'm going to need the symptomatic because everything we're going to be doing is going to be... So it's not really a huge deal. Throw this down. Throw this down. I mean, I won't need them, but whatever. Sit this down. We will need that. We are going to need a flamethrower. So if you don't have a flamethrower, you'll definitely need to have a friend to help you out and use player versus player to break your camp objects. Because there will be a lot of breaking things today. I can guarantee that. I have a lot of stuff in my storage. Okay, and clean slate, and right now. Alright, let's get started. So, I guess first things first, we're just going to lay down I'll tell you, we're going to lay down a 4x4, but the exterior foundations are just going to be for walking around the camp area. We're going to be building on the interior side of this. Alright, so the first ceiling that I want to try out here, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and change the middle two foundations to the concrete. Alright. I'm not so much worried about the rotation. I am worried about the rotation. I'm going to be a perfectionist about it because that's just how I am. Okay. So all the rotations, right? Alright. So the first little interior trick I'm going to do here. And really, I think I'll build something basic. I'll just do a small 2x2 cabin with an A-frame roof. Really simple. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to mix it up a bit. Alright, so window there, do a wall here, window here, door here, window here. No, it's just solid wall here. Alright, so we got a basic 2x2, and we're just going to slap an A-frame right above it. And this little trick is actually really cool. I've done this a few times. So the first thing you do is just throw your roof over it, whatever roof you want to use. I think in this instance I'm going to use the haunted house roof just so I can have the soffits on the end. So this is going to be the roof over the top. Come on, get in there. Okay, so pretty basic, you know, just little A-frame. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the soffits, but it'll be alright. It don't matter. The main thing what we're doing is there's a little trick you can do. I'll show it to you real quick. We'll pull these foundations out. And what that's doing, since we have these foundations on the outside, these walls are being supported by this exterior foundation. If the exterior foundation wasn't there, then you'd have to have doorways on your walls so that they can detach from support and be free floating. But anyways, after you've got like the whole room built, basically all your walls and everything are the way you want them to be, you can pull out the foundations and you can go over to floors. You can go over to the porches, right? And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try to figure out which porch has a floor design that I like the best. Since it's log, I'm gonna use the log porches. But if you go to the inside corner, or yeah, I guess it's the inside corner. Or outside corner. Yeah, outside corner. Porch piece. You notice that there's only one post on it, and the middle, you know, it's got a little notch on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in, and as you can see, these porch pieces will snap in right here. Oh, I got to get inside here. You can snap them in to the interior. And make sure you get the rotation right with the post to the corners. And then, as you look up, now we've got a really intricate design on the ceiling with this centerpiece right here. And then, you know, on your centerpiece, then you could like put, you know, your light for the room up there. So this is a pretty cool design. I have utilized it before, but not in any build that I've showcased yet. Getting the light to snap is, you know, a different struggle, but doable. But yeah. Pretty simple, but, you know, also set your camp apart a little bit. Something different you probably don't see, you know, every day when you wander into somebody's camp. But it's very important that you do the walls first, because you can't snap walls to these porches directly. You can only snap them to regular foundations. So that's why you put the foundations in first, then swap out to the porches. And on certain wall types and different porch types, which I think I can use the replace option on this porch. I can. So after you get them in, you can kind of play around with the different porches. You can see, like, you get this little post in the corner of the room. So we'll tweak around real quick. We'll change the walls. Say this is a haunted house instead. So we'll go through here, we'll change them all out for the haunted. Okay, so for whatever reason the haunted porch doesn't have the inside corner piece. Or, yeah, it does. It's just got a post on all four sides for whatever reason. But the contemporary and the log do not have that post on all four sides. So we'll use the contemporary. There we go. And slap some wallpapers on it real quick. Let's go with this one. Oh, missed one. Right. Oh, and then gonna fix the roof piece to match. Alright, so real simple, and then like I said, on the interior you've got this really unique patterned roof. So moving on to the next idea. So I got so many of these roof ideas floating around in my head. We're going to delete this. I appreciate that inside of the machine. That's what I'm here for. Trying to drum up inspiration and help you guys and gals out any way that I can. So, you know, like I said, feel free to use any of these ideas. I'm not like super protective over with the quotes here, my builds, because I mean that's what we all do. I mean, like we all like inspire each other, and you know, though there are some people who I guess would take offense I guess if you directly copied one of my builds and you put it out there as one of your own, then I guess I might be a little upset. But if you said, hey, you know, this was StoleYaSweetroll, that wouldn't bother me. But I mean, if you took like little snippets of a build and inspiration and integrated them into a transformative work, go you. That's what I'm all about. You know, so the idea is to better our builds in the long run. All right, so next trick here. I'm gonna use I'm gonna up the room size here a little bit, and we're gonna go to a 2x3. All right. And what we're going to do here is this one, I may have to raise up some of these foundations or build them from the other end. I never realized how steep this hill was when I sat down my camp. It rolls down a good amount. All right. But anyways, actually no, we're gonna stick with the 2x2 for this one. This is another idea that I had on another camp. So first thing we got to do on this one now is we've got to get some custom wall heights going, but mainly for the ceiling. So what I'm going to do is we're going to frame this in with, I guess, we'll do the brick. We'll do the brick set. Why not? Or, you know, we'll do the ranch set. We'll frame it in with the ranch set, the new set they came out with last week. If I can find the ranch set. Okay, here it is. Okay, so the ranch set's got these really high windows. Alright, so this ceiling idea will not work with this set. However, it will work for another ceiling idea I have, so we're going to keep this one on the back burner. For this particular ceiling, I'm going to go with something with some lower windows. Because we need lower windows and lower door frame, or windows that are no higher than the door frames. So, I guess we'll go with the brick set. Even though... Nope. Scratch at contemporary. We're gonna go contemporary. Sorry for being so indecisive. Alright, so that's what we got. We're gonna go that. And, you know, bear in mind, you know, this could be an interior room inside your camp, so, you know, it doesn't have to be what's on the exterior. You can make this an interior room and double wall to hide any clip through, because there will be clip through on some of these roof pieces I'm going to use. This particular roof that I'm about to build is going to utilize the ranch roof, which has a small lip at the end. It's not as pronounced as the haunted house roof with the soffit, but the lip does stick out just enough to clip through the walls. So keep that in mind, but, you know, bear in mind when you're building on your interior side, you can always use doorways and double wall to hide any of the roof pieces that clip through on the other side. Alright. Okay, so these... Okay, so the windows on this set stick up a little higher than the doorway, but you know what, that's fine. We'll set the height for the top of the windows. If I do it right, yeah, we'll set the height for this bottom part of the frame of the window right here. It should work out all right, I hope. All right, so what we need to do is I need to pull this over here. Shift this over here. Grab this, and how far is that? Okay. Pull this over. And right now I'm just getting set up to do this trick. Change this to a doorway temporarily, so I can double wall in. And then we're going to replace this back to a window and see where we line up. So that might be right where I need to go with it. Let me go to the roofs, and we're going to grab this roof, and I'm going to walk on the inside and see where this ends up on the window frame. So we can go down a little bit further and still get the desired effect here. Alright. And this could work for an exterior too, what I'm about to do with this particular roof design. So let's see. Cool. I didn't even need to do a doorway on that for whatever reason. It just went in. Okay, and looking at it, yeah, this will be fine. This will be fine right here, just like this. This should work. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and build just a plain flat roof over the top of this. Now, what we need to do to do this, we're going to double roof this. We're going to go ahead and build an A-frame above the house. So let's go ahead and get our pieces here. I keep forgetting that there's the build camera. I'm still building like old-fashioned. Alright, so let's go ahead and slap in. Actually, you know what? Since this is the main roof, I'm going to do this roof right here just for the soffits. Maybe. I could always change it, but I do like the soffits on this roof. Alright. So that's the roof we're going to use for a little 2x2 house. And coming off the side here, come on, snap in. Saw you tried to snap. Oh, doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stack up some stash boxes, because we're going to have to burn all 4 of those roof pieces. There we go. 4 boxes should get us high enough, yeah. So I have to drag around this Bernie boy and get all these roof pieces burned down. That might actually hit the, what we're going to do. Just for the fun of it. I'm just going to bump this up using the camp module just to get the height where I know it's going to hit the roof. Alright, this should hopefully... burn across and hit both pieces in one shot. Alright, that's 2 roofs out of the way. Oh, I didn't leave myself any foundations over here. That's okay, we'll just pull this one up temporarily. Set this in place. No, I don't want to connect a wire to that. And then rotate it just a bit more. Oh. All right. I'm just going to move this out of the way again. Alright, so we've got the A-frame above. And, you know, bear in mind, these roofs are going to use more budget, naturally. But it'll be worth it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is... let me think here. Curious. Now, if I put this in up here, because whenever you replace from slopes to flats, it actually changes the height of the roof. So I'm trying to think if I can get this to go. Come on. Okay, it totally doesn't want to go in. That's okay. It wants to go the other way though, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a corner piece to trick in ha! Okay, so it doesn't want to overlap at all. That's okay. Okay, so it drops a little bit lower, I think. We put in a flat here. Or is it higher? Is it higher or lower? Okay, so it's a little bit higher, so that when you switch from the sloped to the flat, it actually bumps it up just a little bit. So I want this ceiling. Hey, Galactic Builds, how are you today? Good to see you. So you see when you swap from the corner piece to the flat or slope piece to a flat, it actually raises it up just a little bit from your original snapping point. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take and I'm going to do the entire interior right here with the corner pieces. And this will all make sense after you know, I get it all in. I am doing really good today. Just making some unique roofs, and we're going to have some fun with this one. Alright, so I know it's a mess right now. It's a mess right now. Follow me on this. Trust the process. Alright, so now we've got these roof pieces in here. The next step to this is we've got to burn these ones out, like we just burned on the other four. So this isn't going to be budget friendly, but if you're building a small house, you can get away with this and still have plenty of room to decorate. Now, if you're building a really, really big house, you probably won't be able to get too far with your decorations because you're going to go way over on your roof budget. Because as of right now, we've got 8 roof pieces on a 2x2 room, and we're actually going to end up having 12 roof pieces to get this ceiling that I'm building. But it's going to look good. At least I hope it's going to look good. This one might be a bit harder to hit all the pieces, but we're going to try to burn across and get 2 for 1 again. Oh, get up there. I don't have a jetpack. Makes it kind of hard. Okay, we got 2 for 1. Let's go to the other side and do it again. The reason I don't have a jetpack is this character. So this character was the one that I started the game with, but then I got into doing PvP with some of my buddies, and so I made a dedicated PvP character. And my dedicated PvP character was the one that I went and got the jetpack on by doing the Wastelander storyline, and then saving up the bullion to actually get the Secret Service armor and the jetpack. I just didn't feel like doing it twice, so this character kind of got left behind. Alright, and so for the next part, we're going to come in off of this floor. We're going to lower this foundation down, if it will let us. Yeah, it will. And we're going to grab this wall and pull it down. And what this is going to do, this is going to give us a snapping point to get this roof in here. So we're going to bring it all the way around. Like so. Now this is going to impede your ability to build curtains. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to work on your build order figuring out how you're going to get your curtains and stuff in. Okay, I might make this just a little bit higher because I'm not happy with. Wait, no, let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. Don't matter. You know, this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to be a super perfectionist about it. All right, so this roof is going to stay this roof right here. And if you're wondering how this is all going to come together, just stick with me. Quick note, this is the trick that I do to get my custom heights on my walls. You see, I have this barn doorway. It's down inside the foundation here. If I wanted to have like a lower wall, which I am going to build something using custom heights before the end of the stream. So when you have a barn wall, you can, and sometimes it's real finicky over, you know, what it works with. I ran into this issue on my last build. For whatever reason, it did not want to work with a doorway. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and it can be tricky. But you basically have your wall set lower like this, and you switch to the doorway to detach support, and boom, you can bring the foundation up, and now you've got, you know, a custom wall height here. Now I might have an issue getting this wall to go up because of that roof piece. So what I'm going to do here, because obviously this roof piece is supporting the other roof pieces, is I'm going to go to a flat to detach it, then grab this wall and come straight up, and there you go. We've got the wall in. And then we just build it back. You know, getting things back to the way they were. Alright, now for the fun part. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and we're going to repair the first layer, or the middle layer of roof pieces, just by going to the end where you can grab it and just repair it. Nothing's changed on the inside yet, and now for the magic to happen, we're going to grab with the square button and we're going to replace the flats. Just going to go around and get on that middle layer, replace it to flats. And then walking in, we've got this convex roof. Or ceiling. I'll hit the repair all real quick, and we'll slap some wallpapers on this, and maybe throw a light in there. Kind of wish I had turned the power to always powered in this custom world. Because, I mean, we all know how to build generators and wire up a camp. If you think that's dope, Beetlejuice, just wait till you see what I've still got planned. I've got, like, so many roof designs in my head, ceiling designs in my head, and I'm going to go through quite a few of them today. So they're only going to get crazier and more expensive. Alright, so we're just going to take this generator over here and just sit it up beside the wall. That way I can get a light in here to really accent what's going on. I'm just going to use this basic. It's kind of funny. You see where the roofs converge. There's a little X at the center of the room. So there we go. It's a little convex ceiling. Did I already repair all structures? Yes. And so, like, the only side effect with this ranch roof is, like I said, on the outside you've got this this lip that pokes through. But you know, if you set your height right, you can probably get it to blend in with the wall. Or if you're doing it on an interior room of the house, you can build around it. So, yeah, let's stick some wallpaper on this and just have a look at what a finished room would look like. So let's just go with this one, this one, this one, just for simplicity's sake. And then replace. Alright, so yeah. Convex ceiling, nice little walls, floor. Yeah, that's this idea. Now, going forward on the next roof pieces, we're going to play around with the getting the heights to shift using the swap ability, just to move the heights marginal distances, and then we're going to layer up, you know, roof pieces to build, you know, something neat. Now, let's see. I am going to be utilizing more of these concave type with the sloping ceiling coming up this way, and yep. So we're gonna. I'm trying to think which one I'm gonna do next. So, yeah. Get one last good look at it before I tear it down and start on the next one. Okay, that's enough of that. Now let's tear it down. Now, tearing it down, that's, you know, pretty basic. However, with some of these roof pieces floating, and another thing with this, you know, you can also utilize it for your exterior sides too. If you wanted to build something unique, you know, on the exterior side, you can always, you know, merge them together to get whatever effect you want. So that's also the other side of it. You can also think about utilizing these tricks in the reverse. You know, instead of concentrating on it for the interior, you could use it for an exterior detail. You see these are kind of locked together, so what we have to do is we have to kind of replace to a flat before we can get rid of it. Which, these guys, the easiest way is to replace adjacent pieces. That way they're not supporting each other, and you can just go through and delete two at a time instead of having to manually swap every single one to get rid of them. Alright, so this next roof that I'm going to do, like I said, it's going to utilize... We're going to use 4 ceilings. We're going to keep this same room, actually. I probably shouldn't have deleted the walls. This one's going to be a bit easier. A little simpler. But we're still going to have to utilize the flamethrower to get it done. And you know what? I'm going to change out to the ranch walls now, actually. Because this roof you'll be able to do with the ranch walls. So we're just going to go on over to the ranch set. Alright, so we've got ranch walls in, except we don't have the ranch arch up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of our arches matching. So what we're going to do is we're laying down the foundations for this next design. Trying to think how I need to do this. If I go from a flat to a sloped, is it going to be higher or lower? I think it's... Is it lower or higher? It's lower. Okay. So that is how we're going to do this. So what this is going to utilize here is, you've seen like those these newer rustic homes where they have the beams that go across the ceiling. You got your flat ceiling, and then you got the wooden beams that are showing through. We're gonna try to copy that here, and depending on how low you set this roof is how much more beam you'll have sticking through. So the easy way, and it's not going to give you a whole lot of beam though, doing it this way. You can use custom heights to get more beam showing through. But what I'm going to do here is, first I'm going to put this back down to a flat, just to make sure I don't snap to it accidentally. Okay, and then I'm going to put in this roof here, and then switch this back to the sloped one. Now I'm not sure right off the bat how much... Okay, so a little bit is going to poke through. And depending on how much you want to poke through... Depending on how much you want to poke through is where you're going to set the height of this roof piece. So if you want more of the beam to poke through, you're going to set this roof piece lower. If you want less, well, you'll set it higher. You can do, like, which is the replace option from a flat, sets it just a little bit lower, which will, you know, yeah. Anyways, so I guess what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scrap this roof piece, and I'm going to go ahead and build the... And this is kind of tricky to get it to snap. I'll tell you what, we're just going to go from flats, because it's going to be easier to get in. So we're going to go from flat and replace up. I'm going to rotate that. And I think... I'm just going to go from a flat anyway, so I'm not sure if that's snapping to the roof or the A-frame. So once again, we're going to go to flat and replace upwards. Okay. So first layer is in. We've got our ceiling joist, kind of rafters, down lower than where the ranch roof is going to sit. So we're going to burn these roof pieces out. And the good thing about this build set, the cabin set, is, or the log set, is they don't stick out on the ends, so you're not going to have too many clipping issues, and they're clean on the bottom side, and they're nice and flat. They will merge perfectly, seamlessly into the ranch roof to get you this roof design that we're about to do. So once again, we're going to bring our burning boys over here, and we're going to destroy the roof. If I could stop highlighting the stash box, that is. Alright, then we'll move it to the other side and do the same thing. Which, I'm going to have to turn it a little bit. Alright, move this out of the way. And to our ceiling pieces. And you can already see it with the broken pieces. You can see the overlap here. The look that we're going to have when this is done. And then repairing these. Yeah, And let's slap a light in here. We'll just go with this white one so it lights it up really good. And be a perfectionist about it. Or try to be a perfectionist about it. There we go. Just put that in there. All right. Oh, this needs to be something. And it looks kind of plain like that. So actually I'm going to move. I'm going to change the front to have the windows. Or I could go all the way around with windows. I don't know. It looks kind of weird on the front with no windows here. But yeah, I haven't played around with the ranch set a whole lot with making the exterior look really nice. So this a 2x2 I'm not really feeling this particular style, but it's not about the walls, it's about the ceilings today. And as you can see, we've got this really nice ceiling with the exposed rafters. So that's, I like it. I'm going to utilize this in a future build. I will use this design. I guarantee it. It is coming. I'm going to use this at some point. But yeah, that's that. Let's see, what else do I have? Well, take a step back and just really look at things. Yeah, I'll just leave them. You know what? Probably would look better if I did the side walls solid, and then the front wall with the window, and the back wall with the window. Maybe. I don't know. Still winging it here. Alright. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. And on the outside, we do have a tiny bit of shimmering going on. But if you did set this roof piece a little lower, you could probably reduce the amount of shimmer from the two pieces kind of merging together. So just taking it all in before I delete it. So that's one little detail that will set you apart. Instead of just plain A-frames or a plain flat roof, you know, experiment around, you know, see what you can do with it. And I'm going to get a little crazier with the same concept. We're going to take this concept right here, and we're going to scale it up. We're going to scale it up to a 4x4. I have no idea if anybody would ever want to build a 4x4. Actually, no, not a 4x4. Let's do a 3x3. I can see somebody building a 3x3 room. So we're going to scale this up to a 3x3 and do something really neat with the centerpiece of it, the center roof. And like I said, figuring out how to work out the exterior side of it, that's a whole different ball game. But we're going to scale this up to a 3x3 and do something really cool with the middle. So some of this I can keep. I'm actually going to keep. I'm going to keep one wall. I'm going to keep one wall and one ceiling, and then we're going to scale this up, or one of each height ceiling. I'm going to scrap out, I guess, all of these but this one. We're going to keep this one, and we're going to get rid of the rest. Well, actually, we're keeping this one. We can keep this wall. We're just going to go over here. And the rotation's right on that. So we're going to bring it forward now. So this is going to be the new footprint of the room. 3x3. So we're going to go from a 2x2 to a 3x3. So this is getting a little bigger, and it's going to get a little crazier. Like I said, how you decide to, do up the exterior side to accommodate a 3x3 room, that's entirely up to you. From here forward, the roof designs I'm going to do are going to be larger scale. And we're going to have a bunch of different ideas getting incorporated into this. I feel like we've kind of addressed the basics of what we're doing, so we're just going to move on to taking it up a notch. So we'll go through here with the free build camera, get all these guys matching. Not that it matters too much. Okay, taking what we started with this first one. Alright. So the first thing I'm going to get in is I'm going to build floors. I'm going to try to come off of the lower one. So shift up, shift down. Make sure you're on the lower one. And I'm going to, whoops, wrong thing. I need to switch to rotation. Okay, so it's not going to let me rotate, but that's okay. We're going to come off the lower one and put in this piece. And then we're going to replace it to this piece. You'll understand here in a second. We have to burn it. We have to break it and make it disappear. So let's get down to there and try to jump up to the roof. And we're going to burn that roof out. And I'm just going to go ahead and store this to heal it for one. I don't want it to break. Not that it matters, I have unlimited resources in this build mode. I'm still being frugal about my resources. Huh. Alright. So, with that top piece burned out, we are going to... Okay, this is going to be tricky, because I'm going to try to... Oh, I know what to do. We're going to replace this one to a flat, and then we're going to use flat roofs to get these pieces in at the lower height by using the replace feature. At least whenever there's two roofs on top of each other. Slope roofs, for whatever reason, kind of tricky getting them going, especially when you've got two snapping points. They tend to want to go to the place with the most support. So if you've got two snapping points that are a different height, that are within a close proximity to the lower snapping point, it usually tends to want to go to where it's got 2 points of support for whatever reason. But anyways, so here we're going to make sure it's on the lower one. And this one, so drag it down. It might pop down. No. Okay, so we're going to do the same trick here with the flat roof. Make sure it snaps. We also want to make sure these are going in alignment as we're going along. And that one's wanting to go in higher, as you can see. So same thing here. We're going to go to the flat, put in the flat. And use the replace option to get that up. Make sure this goes low. And see this one, oh wait, there we go. With a little tweak of the rotation, I was able to get it to snap lower. And this last one, I'm just going to go ahead and replace again using flats. Okay. Now for this last one up here, we're going to come off of this side and we're going to change the direction of the grain here. Alright. So what's going to happen, and I got to come across over the top of this with the ranch walls, or ranch ceilings, so I need to go ahead and replace this one upwards as well and burn it out just so I can grab it, and or just so I can be able to burn it, and then after I get the other roofs in I can repair it. So we're going to have to go around and we're going to burn out all of these roof pieces here. No big deal. Sometimes you can do a little trick to get things to snap on the exterior side. And then replace down. And I got a place to stand to burn these roofs. Alright, so that was that. Whoop. Back up here. And same thing over here. Just going to try to get myself something to stand on here. Snapping off of that. replace into a flat. And let's see, catch up on comments right here real quick. Wildly Aubin, considering you and Aquanova are pioneers in the camp building community, it would be dope if y'all had a collab during a collab building stream of some sort. The creativity would be 200 IQ. LOL. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think that could be cool. However, Aquanova, I believe she plays on Xbox, and I'm on PlayStation, so I guess it's a collab that I don't think could happen. But if we were both on the same platform and we were both acquainted with each other, then but that's not the case. But that would be cool. That would be cool. I'll give it to you. And let's see, Beetlejuice. The half wall with the porthole looks pretty good from that side. Yeah, it does. It does. I haven't used it yet, but it does look good. See, I don't have to burn the... Go to the back side and burn this side still. Alright, with all that broken, finally, we can start layering in all the final pieces. So, we're going to go to the ranch roof. And, I know this isn't, like I said, a budget-friendly roof. Like I said at the start of this, these aren't budget-friendly ideas, but they are very nice, decorative touches. At least, I think they look cool. So you're going to pump that one. Make sure you're going to the higher snapping point on the ranch roofs, because once again, you want the rafters to poke through. So make sure as you're snapping these in, they're going to the higher snapping point, and you can see your rafters. I'm just going to go around here and bump this one in. Around, get this one. Try to get this one. So the item is floating. No, you are not floating. Don't give me that. Okay. Have it your way, game. We'll do it my way. The item is not floating. But hey, that's alright. I know all your tricks. I know all your... I don't know them all. I know what you're doing, game. I know what you're doing. You ain't fooling nobody. Alright, so I'm going to pull this door out temporarily, just to get it out of the way. And I'm going to get this roof piece in right here. Sometimes you just gotta... Okay, rotate this one. Come on. Okay, they're supporting each other. Take that out. Be difficult. That's fine. I don't mind. We will work it out. Better mess that up again. Alright, so I need to... For one, get it to snap in, and then try to get it to rotate, to have the right rotation. What do I think of Starfield, and will I take my expertise to the new platform, the new build system there? Um, I mean, I think Starfield looks neat, but here's the big thing there with that is currently I've got a PS4, and I do not have the financial stability right now to go out and buy a new system. And with Starfield being Xbox exclusive, I don't know quite yet if I can justify jumping an entire ecosystem just to play one game. So all my friends are on PlayStation, all my games are on PlayStation. You kind of see where I'm going with this. Going into the next generation, when the day comes that I do have a spare $500, $600 laying around to go buy a new console, chances are it's going to be PlayStation. Now, I'm not sure if Starfield is timed exclusive or straight up Xbox exclusive. So if the day ever comes that Microsoft decides to be nice enough to share, which I don't think is going to happen, then I might play Starfield. Wonder. I'm trying to figure out which one of these roof pieces is giving me issues. I mean, it could have been any of the myriad pieces of broken roof here. It's kind of funny that the other ones went in just fine, but then this one, it just works. It just works. Oh, and now the wall doesn't want to go in. There it goes. Because I had it backwards. All right. So let's go ahead and hit our repair all. And go ahead and replace the other pieces. We're going to free camera for this. Replace to a flat. And replace to a flat. Boom. I mean, even this works. Like, if you wanted a 3x3 with just a simple roof like this, hey, it works. Granted, with this design, you don't have any attic space, so whatever you do with it, you know, I mean, it's alright. It's not spectacular, but it's alright. I mean, you could probably come up with something pretty neat, actually. Utilizing maybe some flat porches coming off of here, and, you know, yeah. But we're just here to talk interior design on this. So yeah, now on the inside here, it's a little shimmery on the corners. Side effect here. But, you know, figuring out where you're going to set the heights and whatnot, you might be able to reduce the shimmeriness, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. As for the roof design, or ceiling design, I really like it. It's pretty nice. I think maybe a different wall type with wallpaper probably would reduce that shimmer. If I'm not mistaken, the ranch set seems to sink in a little bit. Yeah, see, if I go to a standard wall, or any of the other wall variants, they are more pronounced on the inside. They come out a little bit further. The ranch walls are kind of sunk in, so you're going to get more clip through and shimmering on the ranch walls doing some of these merges. But if you change the wall type you're using, you can mitigate some of the epileptic inducing designs. As you can see, like, just changing to a different wall on this side got rid of that shimmer, as you see it over there. going to a different wall type where the wallpaper sticks out a little bit further on the other walls. You don't get that shimmer. Let's just build a giant sunroom. A giant ranch sunroom. Yeah, that is another crazy roof design that just been kind of sitting there in my head trying to figure out a good camp to utilize it on. All right, so let's tear this down, and we're going to build another 3x3 room. However, this time we are going to dabble with some custom wall heights and wall merging to set up for the roof. It's going to be involved. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build an entirely free floating roof with clean roof lines. So we're going to make sure that it's perfectly flat. None of these step ups, because what it's going to be trying to think how I want to do it. Do I just want to do straight across or over and across? Or over and down? Okay. Okay, I know what I'm doing with it. Maybe. No, it's gonna be a 1x2. Or 2x3. We're gonna do a 2x3. Now tearing this out is gonna be kind of fun, because it's all supporting each other. So we're going to do something a little different. Probably could have just done this right here. And that's tied to the one at the top. Get this one out, and then I should be able to delete the top, because they're codependent on each other, because neither one of them has express support tied back to a foundation. Alright, so, and this is going to be kind of tricky with the ranch roofs, because where the ranch roofs have that little bit of a tiny soffit and it kind of juts down and out, you can't get a perfectly straight line with the ranch roofs. What we're going to do is from this side of it, yeah. So we're going to be going upwards to this from a half wall. So let me find the ranch half walls. Perhaps something like this. I think this is what we're going to go with. Going from this side to the other side. And what we're going to end up having to do is we're going to end up having... this might be tricky with this hill here. And this might be... This is probably going to be the last thing we're going to build on the stream today. Because I started at just, I think, 12:04 was when I started streaming. And we're at 1:30. So I think I can get this done in 30 minutes. So this will be the last thing that I'll be building today with you guys and gals. So, yeah. This design that I've got in my mind, I'm hoping will work out pretty well. Just kind of looking at this, seeing where I'm at on the heights. I think we're going to scoot this back, and we're going to build it a little bit further back. That way I have a little bit more of this. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's just replace these two doorways for now. And I guess for a I'm going to show for a second here, you know, being on YouTube, you know, make sure, you know, if you know, the whole spiel, you know, if you like what you're seeing, you know, drop the likes, subscribe, ring bell icons, all that. If you want to show your support for the channel, you always have the super chat option. You can donate to, you know, to show your support. You don't have to. I don't expect it. And it's completely up to you. If you do super chat, I do appreciate it. If you don't, hey, I appreciate you still. It doesn't matter to me. As far as this has all come out wrong. I'm not good at this. But hey, oh darn, I didn't mean to scrap that. If you find it in you and you want to help the channel and you want to support by super chatting or just by liking, subscribing, spreading the word, sharing my videos, every bit is appreciated. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to say. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to try to come off of here with a sloped roof. So let me see here. If I go up to here and then come across, see how this is sitting above the other wall. So let's see, walls, the height that it's going to be at. What did I go so far? Oh yeah, that's what I went so far. All right, so this here, and then roofs. As you can see, you know, with that little step up there, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that step up. We're going to bring it down. We're going to make it smooth, but we've got to do 2 layers. We got to do 2 layers that are aligned. Maybe even, ooh, dare I say it, 3 layers. Yeah, it's probably 3 layers. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be real tricky. So I guess the first thing I need to do is I need to get my bottom layer lined up and where I want it. That's the first step. So we're going to get rid of some of these floors just to give us some room to work. And with this hill being here, this might be very, very tricky. But we're gonna see what we can do with this. So we are going into super advanced building mode now. We're going to combine a lot of things that I've showcased in some of my build and trick videos along with the new stuff that I have showed you today. So we're just going to go ahead and move this back to give me a little bit more room to adjust the floor heights. Because this is inaccessible. Doorway, roof. Would it really be crying about the roof? Oh wait, you know what? I bet it's the foundations. Yeah, it's the foundations. The foundations are too high. All these foundations back here are floating now, and they're being supported by this foundation right here. So, what I can do to tie them all back to support to give myself a little bit more freedom, maybe? I don't know if it still works this way. It's been forever since I dealt with floating foundations. I usually try to keep my stuff tied to the ground. But anyways, see, I was trying to move. Okay. I don't know if this is going to offer support going up. But just for the sake of... Okay, it is. I believe it is. I hope it is. So anyways. This little ramp, I guess, is supporting all of this. One of them is. I don't know if the other one is. Or if it's just the one that's in the middle. I guess the way to find out would be to try to scrap this one. Yeah, so this one is now supporting all of that up there. I don't know how much higher you can go with it doing this method, but yeah, whatevs. Alright, so where was I? Working out how I'm going to do the roof on this side. So dealing with custom wall heights, it can be a tricky process, to say the least. So let's say we're going to have our door right here. Right, so the door has to be at the foundation height. There's just no other way to go about it, because when you put doors into door frames, they have to have a foundation connected to them in order for the door to snap in. So your door always has to be at the foundation height. So when you're merging for custom heights, you have to make your adjustments from above instead of below with the doorways. Now with the exterior, like the sidewalls, you can make those adjustments from below. You can kind of drop down and merge your wall into the floor some to get the height you need. But first things first, we have to get the roof line. And it's very important in the build order on building this style that I'm about to build. You have to make sure you get your roof line first, and then you get your walls. Because you cannot build roofs through walls, but you can build walls through roofs when they're broken. So that's the big thing. And the roof line is going to be intersecting. There's going to be intersections everywhere on this. So it's complicated as all get out. But we're going to start from, you know, our lowest point in the roof and go from there. So the lowest I want the interior side of this roof is, I don't want it any lower than a half wall on this side. So we're going to start out with, what I'm going to use is the log cabin roof pieces, because like I said, they're perfectly angled. There's no overhanging pieces. You can use these and you can line them up exactly where you need them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the lowest roof piece and go up with them. So the first layer, second layer, then third layer. And it's going to be kind of tricky what I'm going to do with this. And it could get even crazier depending on what you want to do. But we'll just one thing at a time. So this is going to go, and instead of coming back down like an A-frame, it's going to go back up. It's going to keep going to go up in a slope. However, on... Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's going to keep going in a slope. We're going to do that, for sure. So, first thing I got to do, I got to get rid of this, and then we've got to come over here with a floor, and we've got to start setting the height. We got to get the height set where the roof can be lowered into place where we need it. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and hold your X button or your A button, I think, if you're on Xbox, and you're going to use your bumpers, your left bumper, right bumper, or L and R1 to manually raise and lower the height just by bumping them. You can see we're just bumping it around. And we're going to try to go, and the trial and error in this, you know, figuring out where exactly you need to go with it. I'm thinking right about there might put us right where we need to be, or close to it, whenever, and I'm going to hold X and use the left stick to drag this towards me. Okay, and see we got this little step down here, and we're going to go to our walls, and we're just going to put a wall right here, and we're going to bump a roof onto this wall. So we still got just a little bit. However, what I'm going to do here, just to see if I can't tweak it up into the right place, Okay, that took it higher. Do any of those take it lower? To flat. And then we're going to snap off. But I can't snap down from a roof with a wall. That would be really nice. Trying to think how I can utilize this to come back up. I can't. Never mind. Just disregard what I just did. We're going to continue with this method. Just bumping it down with your bumpers and not your right analog stick. So when you use your right stick to raise and lower the height, you shift the position of the foundation in the, let's see, X, Y, Z axis. So we're just going to use the holding X and using the bumpers to just bring the height where we need it. And that's looking, actually that's minty fresh. Look at that. That's crisp. That's clean. I don't think I could have done that any better if I, yeah, that's second try. You don't always get it on your first, so you got to go back and you got to keep trying. But anyways, so now with that, we've got the first interior layer of this roof, So we're going to, see we can't delete that, so we need to take and use replace, and go to the flat, then we can scrap this, and then back to that. And now it's floating. So this roof piece is floating in at the height we need, and that's that. Now if you were building a full camp, I would highly recommend holding on to this piece, maybe bridge off of it a little bit, kind of make it a different floor type, something that you can distinguish and make a mental note of. Okay, white and red checkered board foundation is the placeholder for the roof height for the second row of roof. Just keep things organized in your mind, because it might get crazy later on, when you're trying to build a more complex camp, when you've got multiple different custom heights. If you need to tie back to support, keeping a placeholder foundation is critical sometimes, because if you have to make an adjustment or get something back in, or if you find yourself fighting with collision and something's not working and you got to delete pieces to get something to go in and then get that piece back in, having a placeholder to go back to and not having to reset the heights manually, because if you don't have that placeholder that's snapped to the exact pixel, you can never tie back support because it will always be detached. So keeping that placeholder can save you a headache in the long run. So until your camp is done, always keep a placeholder for any custom height pieces that you are building. And like I said, just make them a different floor type, make a note, whatever. This is tied to that piece. All right, that explanation aside, now we're going to take and we're going to go back with this roof. Three rows. So let's go ahead and tie in 1 and row 3, and then row 2 and row 3. All right. So now we've got that. The next thing we need to do is now we need to set our wall height to match. Now I'm fairly certain that where we're at here, the wall height should automatically match where the top of that roof is. Let's see here. Yeah. So well, no, it doesn't. See how it kind of chipping through those on the top? But that doesn't matter so much. We're gonna have a roof on top of that. So that's not the end of the world. We can work with that. So here you can see, over here we got the foundation that's down. Not a huge deal. But one thing we do have to do on this front side is we're going to have to get in a slope piece. And you'll see why here in a second. So slope pieces can be a bit tricky to work with, but there's a quick way to get them in and detach them from support. So I'm going to use a glass one. I love the glass walls. We're going to use a glass one here, and then we can take this one and we can replace it to flip. We can flip it to detach it, and then boom. All right. But this glass wall right here, I probably put it in prematurely, but anyways, you'll have to make it born, and now it's okay. It's attached to the roof. No big deal. Flip it and then bye. All right. So we need to build the roof first. I'm getting ahead of myself because I got this big idea in my head, and I might turn this into a camp. I might full-fledged turn this into a camp later. I don't know, because this is a pretty good idea, and I'm thinking it's going to look really cool. So that's another reason why we got to keep this thing, because there's other walls that are going to tie in and be used at that height. We're going to need that. And for this one as well, we're going to use the angled pieces to come across and make this angle nice and clean. But getting angled pieces in right here, it'll be kind of tricky because there's a foundation, and angled pieces don't like to snap exactly over foundations. They have to be at least a half a wall away for whatever reason. So, continuing on getting the roof done, the next piece of roof, we're going to come out 1/2 floor. So we're going to use a catwalk. Or a 1/4 floor. I might come out a 1/4 floor. Yeah, I'm going to come out a 1/4 floor. Got to put 3/4 of a roof out on the back side and a 1/4 of a roof out on the front side. And what you can do with that is the 3/4 of a roof that you have sticking out on the back side, you can utilize for a covered porch. And the 1/4 of a roof that you have sticking out on the front side will act as a soffit. And it'll all come together. You'll see what I'm talking about. And it'll look really good, trust me. So, the floors. And we're gonna use a different one. We're gonna use this mosaic one. So this mosaic one is going to represent this roof, or not this roof, but we won't even need a placeholder for this one, actually, come to think of it. So anyways, we're gonna just delete this catwalk, and we're gonna come up here with a half wall. I went the wrong way. This stuff is so disorganized now, where they got so many different pieces. They really need to do a cleanup of their camp build menu. They really do. It's gotten out of hand. And the same thing happened with Fallout 4. As they added more and more updates, it kind of got out of hand on, the camp. Not camp, but settlement system. Okay, so if we go from the flat to the sloped, it drops it down. Okay. So that idea is kind of out on getting this perfectly offset. So we're going to do it custom. It's not a big deal. So yeah, we are going to want to keep this placeholder doing it this way. So how much rafter do we want showing on the inside? I'm thinking I want a little more rafter showing this time around. So I'm thinking something about here, maybe. It should still be just enough to cover up the top layer, maybe. Yet still recess. Well, the only way to find out is to just go ahead and burn it and see what it does. So I'm going to come over here with flamethrower, and I'm just going to burn it and see what it's going to look like whenever it's merged together. And I have not built this one before, so this is something new that I'm building for the first time right here on stream with y'all. So if I look like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't know what I'm doing. I have no plan. This is just an idea that I have in my head, and we're going with it. So yeah, as you can see, we've got it in. We've got a little bit deeper on the rafter bit that's showing. Yeah. That's going to be the start of this roof line. We're going to detach that, and we're going to scrap this, and we're going to come across here with our placeholder, you know, just to kind of remember, hey, this is row number 1 of the roof. Row number 2 on the roof is not going to be too hard to get. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and start row 2 now. While we're at it, while we're here, it would be wise to go ahead and get row 2 started. So row 2 is going to go flat roof and then replace to a slope roof to raise the height just a little bit. That's all we want. We just want to raise the height a little bit. So flat to a sloped, or did that drop it down? Okay, that dropped it down. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to delete this roof. First layer. Complexes, I'll get out, and I apologize. First layer, flat to a sloped. And then the second layer, you're just going to put in regular. So flat to sloped, place back to flat to delete. Second layer is just going to be a sloped roof. And as you can see, the slope roof is just stacked. The reason I'm doing this one over it is because the with this lip on the ranch style roofs, you get that white line going across the roof, and I want a clean black roof on top. And this also makes it a little bit thicker as well. But yeah, I just like doing it this way, so it's just what I'm doing. Now sometimes you can get lucky and replace to a flat and get, I mean, would I be so fortunate? I thought I heard it snap there for a second, but I didn't see it actually do anything. But I heard the sound. Yeah. Okay, it's floating. That's what I figured, but that's alright. So we'll just burn it out to get them to blend together. So there's going to be a lot of burning here. If you've got a friend that will break your stuff for you, who wants to spend time with you and help you build, PvP might be the fastest and easiest way to get this done. But we're going at it solo here. So we're just going to use the flamethrower because we're on our own. And that's alright. Okay, let me think here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, I'm thinking I shouldn't have any issues because these roof pieces are above the walls. So it shouldn't matter too much on this. Now, bear in mind, like, the full design here isn't going to look right when it's done because of the slope that I'm built on. You're going to have to find you a camp location that's proper flat terrain to build this. Or you could, you know, just do a 2x2 with the porch on the back. I think, actually, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Just for simplicity's sake and just to demonstrate, we're going to drop it down to a 2x2. And we're going to have the porch on the back. So we're just going to lower our size that we're building because here it is. It's almost 2 o'clock. And I want to have this stream done before my kids get home from school. So that's the game plan. So we're going to, with that out of the way, so our new room is going to be a 2x2, back to the original plan, way back when I started. And this is going to be a porch back here. So, and like I said, the height here, it's a bit unfortunate, but that's just the nature of the beast with the terrain we're building on. So let's see, going forward, I need to break everything. I need to break the upper layer of roof, and I need to get this. I need to line this up too. So this is a standard one. Yeah. So I need to go ahead. I need to replace this to this. And the process we did right here to get this one in, we need to do it again on this side with this foundation. So this is where, once again, we are getting thick into the weeds of custom heights. And those of y'all who saw my Facebook post on the last camp I built, or this most recent camp I built, or my community post about the modern camp that I built for my wife, this is the exact same process that I went through getting the roof lines on her house built. Apart from all the other parts, we're getting in the slanted roofs on the front, or the wavy Willard walls on the corners. That's a whole different beast. You can plan it out, get the measurements, put the wavy Willard walls in first, break them, then build your foundations and your roofs. Or, yeah, because it's complex. It's complex. It really is. But to make something basic that's similar, this would be how you would go about it. Each step of the way, trying to keep track of what height is where, what... It becomes an absolute mess. It really does. So for this roof height, I'm going to use this checkered floor. And it starts to get real complicated after a while. I'm going to delete this one. And then we need to drop it down about yay far. Go to a full wall. First one I've managed to grab here. And see if we get lucky enough to get it first try. That would be so nice. First try. Awesome. Okay. So now we've got the custom height set for the second layer. Or the second square over. On the upper layer of roof. So we're going to replace this to a flat real quick. Scrap this. And wait a minute. So that's the top layer. I need to get in... Okay. Okay, we've got the height set. That's the most important part. Make sure you get the top layer level and straight. Then you can get the next layer. Okay. So as of right now, we're going to be working off of 2 different layer heights. So I've got my layer height set right here for each layer of the outer top layer roof. So like I said, we're getting thick into the weeds of making something super complex and mind melting. I'm having a bit of a mental, breakdown right now, trying to keep my head in order to do this. But hopefully I'm not confusing y'all too much, and you're able to, keep up and, keep along with what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so we need to get the flamethrower over there. We need to burn the roofs. I can start from right here. I could probably get all 3 of these pieces from right here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our flamethrower. We're going to place it down. Now, I might have to do it in a couple burns, but I'm sure I can get all 3 from this location. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take in. Hopefully it's going to burn through, or it's, yeah. So we got 1 just then. Oh, come on. Cooldown period there. And then we're going to make sure we get this over here and turn it in to burn upwards, and hopefully it'll hit. Yeah. Alright, so we've got our 4 pieces on the lower portion of the roof burned out. So now we can continue off with the ranch roof on this row. We can get 2 of those in. We'll go from the bottom side. 1 and 2. This is hanging out 3/4 and right about here. Now there is a trick. I will show you real quick with these roofs. If it's like sticking out as far as what you want to post. Be it you use the wavy willards or whatever you want to use to make a post to support it. If you go to your defenses and you've got the picket fences, And it's kind of funny what I'm going to show you here. You've got the white clean post. Now look at this. They don't stack, right? But if you go to the dirty one, all of a sudden, hey, you can stack these. And they support each other. So if you ever have a situation in your camp where you got like a notched corner and you need to cover it up, you can use these white picket fence posts to make beams. And to that extent, you can also use them to make a post for your back porch here. But the thing you got to do, pressure plate drop merge. So, or pressure plate merge. We're going to use the pressure plate and the mannequin, and we're going to drop those posts so that we can have the height set where we need it to merge into the roof. Now, what you're thinking is, well, hey, I can't bring the post in because it's hitting the roof. True, and you can't bring the roof in because it's going to hit the post. But where you've got two posts here and they're stacked, when you break the bottom post, the top post disappears, completely ignores the collision altogether. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to drop this, scrap it out, and then we're going to set the height of this post using the pressure plate. So we get the height set first, and we're going to try to move it into position where we need it. I still got to drop it quite a bit more. Let's just bring it over here and kind of see where we're at. So we're still a little high. Probably needs to go just a little more. And close. Yeah, that's good. All right, so we got the height set for that post. So we're just going to bring this pressure plate down here, just out of the way. And we're going to bring this over, line it up with the outer side. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So the center of the fourth one is the halfway point of this foundation. And with the roof being offset by 1/4 on the front, that means it's going to have 3/4 sticking out on the back. So this should be a fairly nice place for it to merge in. So let's see if the roof will go as it sits now. 50-50 shot, it may or may not. Okay, it did. Cool. So as you see, post in first, then the roof, and you've got a nice, clean post for your back porch. So it looks like it's supported, because I mean, 3/4 of a roof hanging out is a lot to go hanging out and be unsupported. But yeah, and you can repeat that process wherever you want your post at. If you want to post in the middle, or you want to post at this end, or if you want to do something interesting with the back side of the, I don't know, however you want to do it. Or if you only want, yeah, anyways. Figuring out the back side is always the hardest part. It really is. But that being done, we've got the first layer in. Now we just have to burn each individual ranch roof and place in our asbestos roof on top of it. And that's not angled right. And I'm going to have to reactivate it. Alright. So. Roof pieces. I'm going to go down to the asbestos. And that's the one we're going to try to snap in here. It could be tricky, or it could go easily. Alright, so that's in. So with that in, I can replace down and get rid of this piece because we're not going to need it. But we do, have to keep in mind, hey, we've got to keep our placeholders around. So this is that placeholder for this piece. For now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. And I'm going to get rid of this one. Yes. Once again, we have the placeholder here to go back to in case anything goes wrong. We can snap back from this. And I know a lot of you already know this, but those of you who you know, always, you know, snap from your placeholder. Don't go, I don't know, don't get confused and just grab it. And I mean, we all have brain farts sometimes, so. Let's see, we're going to put this one in, full wall. And so starting from a flat and replacing up. So start from a flat and replace up. Should put this, and even with the adjustment here, it might or might not. Looks like it'll be covered up by the asbestos roof. This does have this little notch on the bottom, so it's not going to be perfectly clean on the face of it. But, well, you'll see as we go along what it'll look like. Come on. We'll go into the free build mode and see if I can get it to go in a little bit easier. I keep forgetting that this is an option, because I'm just stuck in my ways. Let's see. Select intersecting with an existing object. So this is another one of these side effects of building like this. I'm likely going to have to... I could try changing the roof piece, see if another roof piece will go in and then replace. Okay. So, I'm going to come across with the glass roofs. And making sure it snaps in on the right height, that's also very important, because there's multiple snapping points here. We'll hit triangle to go into rotate mode. And we're going to go one and the back porch piece. Alright. And then from here we can replace or even keep it the same if you wanted it to have like a sunroof type deal here. Because, well, no, this has to be the ranch roof if we're going to keep the effect on the inside. So, yeah, it has to be the ranch. But finding out a way to incorporate a skylight would be something cool. It might be something I experiment with in the future. So keep an eye out for that. You know, I might do a skylights tutorial once I figure out how to make skylights myself. I mean, so anyways. So, here we are. We've got this roof piece here. Has to go back to a flat now. Store it. Then we need to snap in a sloped one here. And make sure it snaps to the top of the wall. The higher height. So as you can see what we got going on here. And this probably may or may not be making a whole lot of sense just yet, but once it all comes together, it'll all make a lot more sense. I just need to hurry up though. I need to like step up my game here because I am going to find myself running out of time, and then we're gonna have to like put the rest of this off till tomorrow if I don't hurry. So let's just step up the pace here. Alright. So wait, no. That's going to be asbestos. So going back into free build mode, we'll try to get the asbestos roof in. So like last time, I think it's going to fight us, so we'll try to snap in the glass one instead. Alright. We're going to replace over to asbestos. 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 Now, I did have a thought, like, one time, maybe figuring out how to make solar panels. Kind of like the same idea here. where you merge two roof types. I think if you put a glass roof just a hair above an asbestos roof, I think the look of it would look a lot like solar panels. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repair everything. And then using the replace option, I'm going to play around with that just real quick. Just one square just to see what it looks like. I'll find my camp mod. So now as you can see, I'm not a huge fan of the ranch roof having this little notch, but it works. It works. So as you can see on the interior side, we're going to have the rafter showing on the inside, and then on the exterior, I mean, it doesn't look like much right now because we haven't built the walls yet. But once the walls are built, it'll all come together. Oh, I repaired everything and forgot to put in the asbestos roof right here. I got in such a hurry. So now I gotta go and burn through layers. Just waiting for a second snap. There we go. Listen for 2 snaps. Or 3. And there's just a little bit of roof still showing here. I have to destroy that roof on the bottom. Because I got in a hurry, I forgot to put in these pieces. And that's coming back to bite me in the behind. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put this right here. And I'm going to try to burn out this one roof, which the flamethrower is going to disappear with it, but that's okay. Alright. I'm going to free build mode, and I'm going to get these last 2 asbestos roof pieces in. Let's see here. Rotate. Okay, we're going to try the glass. The glass seems to want to play nice, so did that go to the right spot? Yeah, I think it did. Let me try to grab it here. Make sure it did. Yeah. It should be all right. All right. Now with all of that, okay, something's not looking right to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let me go hit the repair all real quick and make sure it's right. Something, I don't know. It's looking weird. No, it's fine. It's fine. Alright. So, the idea that I just had... First, we're going to go over to the glass and do flat. I'm going to change this to asbestos real quick. Just to see how it looks. There we go. Yeah, it kind of looks like a solar panel with the two roof pieces kind of merged together, the glass on top of asbestos. So that could be something you could do on your build too. If you wanted to like put in a solar panel right here, kind of merge it in, another 2 layers of roof. I know, 2 more roof layers. But you know, do like an asbestos roof that's just slightly higher than this roof, so it's raised up. And then another glass roof that's just a little bit higher than that to cover up the top with that sheet of glass. You can make a solar panel. That would be pretty cool. I might have to do that on a camp build sometime. But it'd have to be something that I planned out from the beginning, because if you don't like plan these things ahead, it can be really challenging to get things to go in after you've already established your build. Okay, so now that we've got the roof in, we can get the other parts of the build in. And there's two ways to achieve custom wall heights. Like, so you can either merge upwards or you can merge downwards. The first one we're going to do is the face of the build here, because we're going to be using slanted walls, not the arch. Which ones? These ones right here, the wall slants. We're going to use wall slants across the front. And the tricky thing about these guys is you have to build them in a specific way to get them to go in. They don't play nice with other things around them, and it was actually really prematurely. It was actually really premature of me to just to repair the roofs, because I'm probably gonna have to break them again just to get the walls in. But anyways, for now, I need to shift my placeholders over out of the way to give me some room. So placeholders are moved. And step one, we have to remove this half wall. It's got to get out of the way, because we're going to be moving these foundations around, trying to get the slants in. So I'm going to take this foundation here and try to get it to snap in. Alright, so do that. Actually, no, yeah, leave this one here. Scrap this one. I found the way that I get the slanted walls in, it's kind of weird, especially when you're really close to the floor. They never want to go in. Like, I'm sure if you've experimented with them, you know, they don't play nice. So what I always do, what I've started doing, is I'll use roof pieces to get them in. So right here, we've got this roof piece here. And since they don't like snapping when they're directly above a foundation, I actually take the foundation out on both sides where I want to get my slanted wall in. And then I get my roof piece. And this may or may not go in because of the fact that these roofs are here. So I may have to break them. I may not have to break them. I don't know yet. Just depends on how nice it wants to play. Or if it wants to play at all. So it doesn't want to go at all. But I come through and I break these, it will go. Ugh. So let's set up a flamethrower and burn out the front half of the roof. So we're going to be deleting from here across. Not deleting, but breaking from there across. And with those broken, we should be able to get in our walls on the front side, no problem. Should be able to. If I anxiously watch the clock, hoping I have enough time to finish. I know I didn't get all the layers here. I still got to get this bottom layer. Alright. So with the front half of the roof broken off, we should be able to get our slant in. Yeah, see? Boom! Got a slant. So the next part is getting a slant in over here. However, this one's not going to be a big deal because it's simply as easy as throwing in, the half wall, then the angled wall, than, you know, a slanted wall, which all this is going to change, and then just clipping and detaching. And this one can come down. And once again, these are going to change, so actually we're going to be merging them with the wall underneath them. So we're going to get a barn. And then we're going to bring this back. Okay. Now, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I wonder. All right. Anyways. Stash box, 2 of these. Flamethrower. I'm gonna burn out that slant there. And just move this aside for now. And then we figure out what kind of door we... Oh, that's right. Doors have to be up. And that's gonna go... That's gonna be clipping through the door. That's going to clip. That's going to clip really bad. Because I have to move the door up. And that won't work anyways. But anyways, okay, let's get another slant in right here. We're just going to build a big window on the front. And in order to do that, I'm just going to merge that in. And then on this bottom piece, we're going to come off 1 floor. Same thing as before. We're going to bodge in a roof here. I'll move this out of the way. I believe this is that placeholder, right? So I'm already starting to confuse myself. I'm trying to remember which placeholder is which. I think... Pretty sure the checkered one was the placeholder for this wall, this floor height. Yeah. So the checkered one's the placeholder for that height. Alright, so now that this is in, I need to replace this to the flat. Get that out of the way. And provided things want to play nice, I should... Now, sometimes if there's one above, it doesn't want to go below, but sometimes it will. See, it was the half wall. So before I couldn't get it in, there was a half wall right here. Remove the half wall, now the slant goes in. It's a mess with these slant pieces. I don't think I'll ever fully understand it, but hey, it is what it is. I just kind of work around it. Alright. Now we've got this front side here. Big old glass window. And I do need to come back. Hey, Chad, what's up? Long time no see. Absolutely amazing seeing you pop in. Very pleasant surprise indeed. How are you doing? Let's see. We'll get a floor right over here. Just to bridge this guy back in and get some. Awesome, awesome. Good to hear, bud. I need to change this back to barn wall. Yeah. Working through this here. One piece at a time. Now, if I wanted to get real complex, I could have. continued this line down into this foundation here, but I just, at this point, in a crunch for time, I didn't want to go through the struggle of getting the floor height down and trying to get in a slant going downward into the foundation. That's what I did on the build that I just shared on Facebook. Well, it's been sharing on Facebook the last couple days. It was a nightmare to do. That's right. I left my flamethrower right here. I'm like looking everywhere for it. I'm like, where's my flamethrower? It's right here because I didn't store it when I used it last time. I just sat it to the side. And we're just going to store this. And walls, we're going to go with this one. Actually, you know what? No. We're not doing that. We are going to bring this up. And here's the funny thing with these slanted walls. Okay? They have to be repaired. If they're broken, you can't merge into them. But if they're repaired, you can merge into them. Just bringing it up. And just slap the foundation right over it. So now I got to re-break that. And possibly the one above it. Actually, I probably have to break both of them. So I need to get my flamethrower on top of these two boxes and break both of those slants in order to get the window in. Come on. Okay, it's wanting to jump up on the roof. Something tells me I may be able to finish this. I may be able to finish this. Maybe. The backside's going to be tricky because, you know, I kind of want to have a back door coming out of here. I don't know why I'm stressing it so much because it's just like this isn't something I'm keeping. This is just something that I'm just kind of building just to build. And yeah. Now on this front side, I don't think I'm going to have any collision issues. So I'm going to go ahead and repair all. And I might not even do the back side in the stream today. It might just be like, hey, if you want to do this in your build, just same steps for the front, repeat for the back. At whatever size you want to build it. So now we've got this one we're going to change to a window. This one to a window. This one to a window. And if you have the foresight beforehand to go ahead and build, like I said, before you even start laying everything out, you measure everything out, figure out where all the floors are going to go, then you can figure out where you need to place these defensive walls to make like corner columns. Figure out the heights, and it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I had somebody approach me wanting me to build my new modern build for him, and I was like, I don't want to go through, you know, the pain and the hassle of all of it all over again. There's so much that I had to think ahead on as I was first setting up the build, and it was a lot. It was a lot to do. But if you have the foresight to measure out your build, figure out what your heights are going to be, then you can like double stack these wavy Willards columns and whatever, and drop merge them down, get them in place on where the corners of your camp are going to be, with just enough sticking out to give you space to make some underpinnings and whatnot, and then break the post and then build the camp around the post. You frame up the corners with the post, and then you build everything in between. Roof heights included, and it's tricky to get the heights of it right because you can't just get the height set at one height and carry it around the whole camp because, well, the terrain changes, you know, so certain posts and trial and error the whole thing, and it takes forever. It takes a long time. But anyways, let's go ahead and I gotta bring this foundation back down, which is gonna suck because I got this wall tied to it and it will be free floating, which means I gotta break it, just to detach support. See, support restrictions. Just all these things that go on as you're building. It's just like it's all a struggle because now I got to bring this back down in order to get. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Scratch that. See, this is why it pays to not panic because I've got this option. I'm just going to go across here with 2 of these. And really, this is pretty cool right here, I have to say. If you had like a covered porch right here, oh yeah, this could be a covered porch. All right, so we got a little covered porch. Maybe you do the same process with the roof, right? So, but first, we got to get a wall in right here. And what you could use windows, you could use whatever you want. If you want all glass, I mean, that's a lot of glass, but a lot of people like using glass. I'm not going to use glass. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to use the Brotherhood of Steel. This one right here, with the corrugated, like, metal on the outside. It kind of looks... It's kind of sunk in a little bit, so it adds a little bit of depth on the roof. And so it's not just like a flat surface exactly coming off of there. There's a little bit of dimension to it. So I'm going to use that. And, I actually like the idea of a covered porch right here. So I think I'm going to do a custom height. Oh, don't go that far with it. Don't go that far with it today, StoleYaSweetroll. You ain't got enough time for that. But I tell you what, I have this custom world that, like, the build restrictions are the exact same as adventure mode. So this can be built in adventure mode. Everything that I build here is buildable in adventure mode. So what I'm going to do at the end of today's stream, this won't be the end of this. Kind of a shame I didn't pick a better location. So, kind of a bummer. The heights are kind of wacky. But we'll get a design here built. And then it'll be something you guys can build on your own if you follow, today's stream and tomorrow or whenever I stream again. I don't think I'll stream tomorrow. I mean, it's kind of up in the air whether or not I'll stream tomorrow. But anyways, I'll probably continue. I'll get the backside squared up. I'll get a little covered porch here, and maybe a 2x2 right here. Possibly a 2x2 roof right here, or 2x2 room right here, or maybe a. Oh yeah, it's a small area here. Maybe an L-shaped room. I don't know because we got this. A lot of things to think about. Got a lot of things to think about where I could go with this, what I can do with it. So I'll just have to just think about it, figure out what I'm going to do. And let's go from there. Now it's odd that these guys are playing nice without me having to break them. I mean, did I just learn something? Did I just discover something that I didn't know was a thing, but now I know it's a thing? I mean, did that just happen? Can you freely merge upwards into... I'm sure at a certain point it'll start registering collision, but that small notch, I didn't have to break it to get it to merge. Huh. Interesting. But anyways, another thing I forgot. If you're going to do the big windows on the front and the back, do make sure you build the back side before you put in your sidewalls, because these slanted walls will give you a bunch of hassle over, having sidewalls touching them because they're wallophobics. And I should just build something right here just so we can have that complete look. So I guess for now I'm just gonna like shoehorn in some log walls. Perhaps this is just a a log thing. I don't know. It's kind of iffy on whether or not that's going to go. It might go. But, yeah. I'm not... This isn't, like, what I want it to be, but... Yeah, it's not going to go. That's... I mean, figures. I mean, I kind of knew that's what it was going to do. Kind of figured that's what was going to happen, but hey, it happens. And this one I should be able to just slap in the roof and it'll be alright anyways. I would want to do the slants on the back side too. I wouldn't want to do like these roof pieces. I mean, it kind of works. I mean, it's not really super noticeable back here. It's not a huge deal. But I would prefer, personally myself, if I were to build this build from start to finish and really pay attention to like, the details I'm putting into it, I would probably want, yeah. If I try to slap in this roof right here, it's going to poke through because of the height. So I'm just going to leave it empty for now because we are running out of time, sadly. I'll bump this floor up. I'll get rid of this wall. This floor up. We'll keep our placeholder over there. Get this placeholder right here if I can remember where it goes. Get rid of that. Okay. Where is the log half wall? Just for the fun of it, I'm going to go ahead and slap in... Wow! Well, they're really throwing down over there. Let's see. Just flat? Yeah, flat. Flat, then sloped, and then, so we're going to go ahead and leave that a flat. Then I'm going to try to get in the asbestos roof piece. I mean, I doubt it'll go. It's a shot in the dark. No. I mean, I figured as much. One here, no. Roofs, we're going to come over here. And what this is going to do is just going to use this as a placeholder to keep that height there so that, you know, I can just make it a little easier, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, slap in the asbestos roof at the higher height, then flamethrower from right here, and then just slap in the ranch roof underneath that, just to kind of keep the same design going on here. Accessible. So, tricky. Hard to tell if I got the same rotation or not. I think I do this time. Yeah. There we go. And then, just to have a quick, easy post. I could have done the same. I could have done the thing that I did on the back, on the front, but I'm just getting lazy right now. Just to have something temporary. Just, I mean, show you guys and gals some options, different things you can do to get these looks. You can get a post here just by simply, you know, breaking a log wall. I mean, it's not like the perfect post. It's alright. it works. Or you could use any other wall. I mean, whatever. There's a lot of different walls you could use to make posts too. But yeah, going to the interior, as you can see, we've got this. Now, you don't know, never mind. I think one thing we could do here is we could maybe go to a different wall type. So we're gonna yeah, this figure out what wall type I want to do here. I don't want to do a solid window. I mean, I could do the solid window all the way up to the ceiling, but I don't know yet. It could look cool, just going straight down. Just having like, no. How's it going there, Easy E Fallout? You doing pretty good today? Alright. So I thought about possibly going flat roof here, but no. I mean, you can up and then over flat, which is actually what I did in the other build. I can't. The build that I posted on Facebook, it's on my wife's account, and I would have to go in her room and bring her into this server. Just, you know what? Actually, I think I will do that. Before I take off, I will go AFK a moment, and I'm going to bring her character in, and we are going to check out the camp that I built for her, that I shared on Facebook. We're going to check it out, you know, in person, sort of. And one day I will film a showcase for it, but that day is not today. I wonder how this would look if I go to the I mean, it does continue that wood all the way up, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to the ranch. And actually, you know what? I'll change it to these. And then we're going to take this and we're just going to make this a solid wall. Of course, whatever wallpaper you want to do on it, you know, you can change that up. I probably will be changing that up here. I'm gonna make sure of these two. Oh, okay. Alright, so to kind of blend it with the chair rails, I am going to use this on the lower portion over here. But if I had the foresight, you know, I just, you know, like I said, for the sake of time, I didn't do the backside. So if you're coming into this late, you go back and rewatch all that we did up to this point. The front side of this house, building these windows, repeat the process on the back side. And bear in mind, this little 2x2 is just for demonstration purposes. Personally, I probably would have built bigger than this, and I would have got a better location. But this was really just to just demonstrate the technique that I use in some of this building. You know, just to show how to do it. And this ceiling that I built in here, just absolutely love it. I kind of wish I had started that camp for my wife, you know, just the other day instead of a year ago, because I picked up and continued off of last year's work without the knowledge of what I would be able to do had they came out with the ranch set back then. So this is just a new technique that I've picked up just off this new ceiling type, blending in the different ceilings to get this effect. And this whole stream has been mainly about everything ceiling, roofs, roof lines, getting different ceiling designs, interior design with your ceilings. And yeah, so this right here, this is just one small detail that who knows what you'll do with it. And I look forward to, you know, seeing builds where people have incorporated, you know, some of these ideas into them. I mean, I know I can't be, I'm probably not the first person to think of these things. I'll never pretend that I'm the best builder in the game. But, you know, and actually, you know, rewinding here, I don't think necessarily you need to get the wavy Willards columns using these ranch walls and mixing with the glass. So you got this little corner post here that actually really looks nice on that glass. I like that. A little wraparound porch would be good. Maybe. I don't know. It's whatever. Actually, let's grab one of these and just drop the height. Be accessible. What wouldn't be accessible? This one right here, I bet. What have I done? Let's see. Get that. Still can't. Because I guess this one's too high. Something's too high. But you know what? It doesn't. Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to adjust the height from here because the corner going down. Quit. Oh, it's jumping to my placeholder. So let me just move my placeholder again just to get it out of the way. So yeah, just gonna bump this down some. I wonder, not be accessible, which would be this, because the log walls do not really support whenever you break them. So what I need to do is I need to slap a foundation to the side. Then I can lower this one or straight up remove it, which is actually what I'm going to do, pulling it out altogether. Something wouldn't be accessible. This foundation right here won't be accessible because it's... What? What wouldn't be accessible? Lord knows. I don't know. It's probably this wall still, and I figured it would tie support to this one having this next to it, because usually it does. But it could be this foundation. I bet it's yeah. I bet it's that foundation because it's the height. So bring this back forward. I should be able to pull this out. Yep. And we're going to just want to try to get this to go in. It does. And then we are going to snap in some fancy stairs. And then we're going to remove that. And then just bring this back over. Boom. That's a lot of effort for some flush stairs. But hey, is what it is. And let's make you something fancy. There. And then imagine, you know, something built, you know, on the back side of this. Maybe, yeah, maybe just one room. I mean, you can figure out how to tie it all together, you know, build it bigger, build it wider, build it, you know, however, to get the amount of rooms you want in it. But yeah, I guess if we're going to see my wife's camp, I need to go AFK 1 second, go boot up her PlayStation, get her signed into the server, and I can just bounce up to where her camp is. Or, yeah, I'll bring her into the server. Yeah, we'll do that. Be right back. Okay, so that took a minute to do. And it always seems like it takes an eternity when you're in a hurry. Those load screens. It's like, come on. And she's got a PS4 Pro, which is even faster than my, you know, old school, regular PlayStation, like original PS4. That's what I'm playing on. But anyways, let's jump. I believe she should be in this server. I don't know where her character is going to be standing at by her camp, but there it is. Unvex Vixen, that's her. And yeah, if there's... Why am I not fast traveling? If there's anybody who's online right now who wants to come check it out, just swing over to my custom world, and yeah, my new build is up at her camp in the northern portion of the Savage Divide near the ammunition factory. Yeah, I've got two PlayStations that I have set up in my den. One of them was Vixen's to use, and when she got her Pro, she set up in the bedroom, and we were sharing. We are sharing a PlayStation Plus. So now the two that are in the den are set up through my PlayStation Plus. So, or they're set up as somebody else's primary. The one in the bedroom is set up as the primary, so she can use the PlayStation Plus. I'm a cheapskate. Only got one PlayStation Plus account. We share it. So the two in here, she can't sign on to anymore and get online because of the way it's set up. So anyways, this is her camp that we spent the last 3 nights working on nonstop. Hours upon hours finishing it up. I made a post about this last year. It was the last thing I did before I took my break from Fallout. And to be honest, it right before I quit on this build, there were some issues, some snags I hit with collision that frustrated me, and I just walked away from it. I walked away from it, and it sat for about a month untouched, and then we just quit playing. And then when I came back to the game, I was like, hey, I'm going to finish this build, and I'm going to finish it right, and that's what I set out to do, and that's what I managed to accomplish. And it was a struggle, to say the least, to get all of it done. But we got it done. We got it done. We worked together. She had a hand in some of the furnishings. After all, it is her camp, so her artistic flair went into it more so than mine in a lot of areas. And I don't know if I'm hearing my footsteps or if I'm hearing... Yep. Okay. But, you know, I was just, the technique that I was just, showing y'all basically was how to do these roofs, mostly. That's exactly what we did on this, except this one's got one half hanging over on the front and one half hanging over on the back. This one's got a quarter hanging over right here, and then this glass one has one half hanging over. We built a custom frame for this door using the wavy Willard's wall, and there's a half wall and then another half wall merged together above to make this little window above this. And the door is free floating in, so we had to bring in the door frame first, knowing where we wanted the door. Then we had to get the door snapped in with the foundations, get rid of the foundations, break the door, build the wavy Willard walls, or maybe I built the wavy Willard walls, broke them, put the door frame in, got the door in. I can't quite remember the exact process we did to get this door in, but the door is floating. We did this after they had patched the free floating doors glitch where you could use the mobile home door to just put doors wherever you wanted. So we had to do this the old-fashioned way of getting a frame in there and then snapping the door to the frame and removing the frame and building around it. So the door was one of the first things that went in when I had this plan that, hey, I want to have a door that's just right here, no big frame around it. So that was a lot of hassle getting just the door built. And as you can see here, we've got slanted walls that go down into the ground. So I actually had to build from underground, free-floating walls coming up for the front of the house, along with making sure I had the lines right, which they weren't quite perfect. There is a little notch there, but, you know, it is what it is. And then getting the roof in first, and then getting these walls in, along with having these wavy Willards posts set at just the right precise height. And even that wasn't great, because as you see right here, I messed up on this one. This one's sticking up too far. And at that point, I was just over it and was like, it's fine. It's just one little pixel, not one pixel, but it's just one little square wavy Willards wall post sticking through. It's not the end of the world. I just let it ride. So I got this one on the back corner right. I got that going for me, and I got these ones right. You know, they're not sticking through. And then this one over here, I think I may have, yeah, I got it right too. It's sticking right where it needs to be. This one as well. These were the ones, like, whenever I picked this build back up, whenever I left it last year when I made that first Facebook post about it, really the only part of this camp that was built was like, just like to right here. This was all that was built. It was just like the front half of the camp. I posted a picture of it and it kind of blew up, and then we left it alone. So I had to finish from here back whenever I came back. Cover that roof post with a frisbee. Do they have frisbees? I've missed so much. I mean, I don't know if that's a joke or if they legit have a frisbee as a decorative item in this game, because I don't know. I've missed so much in the last year. But that would be cool. A little frisbee on the roof. That would be great. And, well, I can't go into the build mode on this character because it's her camp, and I'm not in a team or anything with her. But, the budget on this build is at 100%, though since we brought it into Custom World, it does have 300% budget now that we're in the Custom World with it. But yeah, I don't know why the Wavy Willards wall didn't come with a standard gate. It was kind of frustrating that I had to mix match a gate in here for the garden. And she really wanted the garden, and she really wanted to have her the hubcap flowers, and I like them. It looks good. She wanted to add a little bit of character to it, and this right here is just because we didn't have a place for the vending machine, and then the light on the back, because people kept walking past it. We thought just having it in the front yard would be enough, but we had to throw a light on it because everybody kept missing it. So the vending machine there for people to come up and do their shopping and whatnot. We do have roof pieces for the porch here because this is a half floor width, and I didn't want to do floating half floors. So we did roof pieces, and the asbestos flat roof works pretty good for a porch. I've been doing this doing it this way for a long time, using asbestos roofs, and I mean they look good. I like them like that. But continuing around the build, we've got the ranch walls on the side, and on the back side, contemporary and brick. And these brick underpinnings or the foundation, I had to scoot out the floors, get catwalks in, and then drop in the pieces through the ground. Sometimes I had to go underground to get them to snap in. It was a lot of work. It was a whole lot of work. And on the back side, we got this nice little window comes across. All these wall heights are a bunch of different. They're different walls merged together to make custom heights, because very little of this build actually ties back to foundation. I mean, these walls, yes, these tie back to foundation, but the height isn't standard. This slanted wall is actually raised up in order so it can meet the in order for it to meet the roof line. Same with, I think this slanted wall is at standard height. It just lucked up that it matched up with the roof there. Coming out to the side, these are actually full walls that are sunk down into the foundation. They're not halves, because it's a non-standard height as well. It's a little bit taller than a half wall, but shorter than a full wall, naturally, on the interior. So going inside, we've got the living room. This was a lot of work, and another thing that went into this was getting the chimneys in, because we actually did the fireplace, and then the chimney coming up from the fireplace goes up through the roof, all in perfect alignment. The two fireplaces are actually back to back. They're sandwiched together, so they're in the exact same place and feeding through the same chimney. So you got the chimney up there with the smoke coming out from the two fireplaces. This is another small detail that we did on this place that took an insane amount of work. The television was an afterthought, so I know some of y'all may have seen my flat screen tutorial. This was done differently. It is still supported by a footlocker, but the footlocker's in the ceiling, and the TV is dropped down instead of raised up, and the footlocker moved in place from the ceiling to get it mounted on the wall. So that's how we got that in place instead of because it was an afterthought. I didn't know if I want to do a TV or not. This wall, this is all Vixen. She decorated this. This is her personality showing through here in her build. There's another, yep. Get out of here. So this is her flare right here. I came in with the living room set over here, the sectional, and the flowers. This was me. I came up with this little. She wanted the plants in here, and I was like, well, how can we get them in there and it look really modern? And I did this little this bench cube to put all the plants in. So this was me. That's her. The bird was her. There's just a little bit of both of us, and our decorative flares sprinkled throughout this build. Things that I did, things that she did. This was me, the little dinette area right here. And then she came up with putting the sink into the display case. So this was her idea. She wasn't quite sure how to get it done, and I figured out a way to do it on the spot, and we worked together and we got this done. She went to the asylum in the White Springs to get some materials to put on it. Soap, fancy hairbrush, toilet paper, clean it Braxo. And then this little caddy that I built above the toilet. This was me. So yeah, it's a little bit of her, a little bit of me, mixing things up in here. The kitchen. She picked out the materials. I did all the merging. It was a nightmare. This all came in one piece. This merge for the countertops. It was all one piece coming in. We merged it in one solid piece outside the house because it was really tight in here. So I built a little 1x2 square outside with the walls, and I built the kitchen outside and carried it in. And the cabinets we just built on a shelf because I realized we didn't have a whole lot of room in here to build cabinets anyways, and 2 was just enough, and you can support 2 on one of those shelves and just put the shelf on the wall with the cabinets on it. So that's what we did. And she's got what steins she does have on display, because we did quit after, I think it was season 4, season 5, I'm not sure. It was right when we quit playing. And yeah, so kitchen's kind of, and she doesn't have the coffee machine. It's kind of a bummer she doesn't. I have the coffee machine on my character, but I can't build my stuff in her camp. So I really wanted to have a coffee machine in here, but we don't have it for her character. Going in here to the bedroom. This was a lot. A lot went into this bedroom. A lot of merging to get, you know, the decorations kind of tucked in, because this little corner here is a little low. It's a little low. You can't actually walk all the way to the corner, so it's really tight getting things into this corner in this bedroom. We got Graham giving the super mutant behemoth piggyback ride. A little alien on the bed, sheep squatch plushie. They're just things. Really wanted to kind of make it a little more homey in here, a little junked up. Like Vixen, she loves art, she loves drawing, so I was like, hey, you know, maybe you're an artist, you know, maybe you'd have, you know, paintings that you've done that you've stacked up and stocked up, you know, in your bedroom. You know, it kind of makes sense, you know. She's like, why is this room kind of junky? It's like, well, it's your bedroom. You're not going to have like all of your junk, your stuff just out in the living room when people walk in. It's going to be, you know, kind of stored up. So everybody in your own rooms, wherever in your house, some people, at least me, you know, my bedroom kind of has a corner where there's like a bunch of stuff. It's just like stuff. It's like collectibles or whatever, or just random things that they don't quite belong in the rest of the house. So yeah, I thought maybe that was a cool little detail. And when Vixen was in high school, she was on drumline and she played trumpet, and she's a musician, so I, you know, put in a drum set in here, and the cello, or the bass, upright bass. She's always wanted to learn how to play the cello, but they don't have a cello in this game, but they got an upright bass, so with an upright bass in the corner. Just little decorative flares to match her personality as we were building this together. And yeah, it's a small build, but it looks a lot bigger. It looks like it took about 40% of the total budget to build the entire structure, and then the other 60% we spent on lighting and furnishings. And as we managed to get it, you know, completely finished and furnished, I mean, I think it came out spectacular for what it is. And we managed to have just enough left over to throw a chicken coop and just some little garden things out here on into the side yard. I did merge up a tree together. We've kind of got one of these trees that I usually kind of a signature on some of my camps. I'll merge a tree on most of them. As you see the roof line, that's another small detail. The camp, the two halves of the camp are offset by one half to each other. So whenever it came time to go into this kitchen, I was kind of at a loss because we don't have half walls. But we do have Wavy Willard, you know, defensive walls. So we built an entire wall on a Wavy Willard walls to substitute in a half wall here, and just had an open doorway. This wall right here, believe it or not, this one was an absolute nightmare. It doesn't look like it was, but I'll explain. So we've got this door here. And it doesn't seem like, this would be hard to deal with, putting this door in here. But this is a brick wall. This is a brick wall, and I've got contemporary walls on the exterior. So the problem comes in, we're building a brick wall in a T with, say, a contemporary wall. And you can sort of see it here. I didn't quite get it perfect. You have issues where if you build the brick wall in perfect alignment, square on the foundation, the end of the brick wall clips through on the contemporary wall. So I had to actually move the interior wall, both the half wall up top for the custom height and the brick wall, which the two of them are merged together on top of that. I had to scoot them over just enough so that they wouldn't clip through on this exterior wall, because I had a line of brick when I originally did it in line. So that bathroom door and half wall above it are floating. They have no support. And I did all of that before I finished out the house, and I wasn't sure, what I wanted to do with things, and I did not put a door in the frame. So I had to go back afterwards, because when you don't have the doorway supported directly by a foundation, and I couldn't scoot the foundation over because there was and as you see, this wall is clipping through because I didn't go through that. But it kind of blended in, so I didn't worry about it. It's really hard to see on the ranch wall as you're just passing by. But the reason I didn't fix it is this wall right here, it's merged down into this floor. And you can't move the foundation into this wall. I couldn't move it over into this wall. The way it, it's weird. It wouldn't go. So I had to come in with a creative combination of stairs and upper floors and the flamethrower to burn out things and removing floors and just to get this door, just to get a door in, because Bethesda changed the rule forever ago that if you want to build a door in a frame, the frame has to be directly supported by a floor or foundation. It's a mess. But all these little details that go into this, there were a lot of things. And then there was like a gap in the ceiling here. And in order to fill the gap, this was actually, it wasn't really originally an aesthetic choice to put the bookshelves up here. But it ended up being a choice that I liked. I liked the look of it. But it came out of necessity because there was a small gap up here where there was no wall that I had up there to fill that gap, and I could have tried to merge downward with the walls, but I didn't do it. I had everything already built in here. This was here, and getting behind all this with a half wall somehow was pretty much impossible. So we ended up putting these bookcases up here with the ceiling pieces exchanged up and broken so we could actually get them to clip in, and then swapping them back down. There was so much work in this, so many little subtle things that we had to do that really raised the stress level of this build to an absolute maximum for me. It doesn't look like it's the hardest build in the world, but it darn well was very, very challenging to complete and put together. Just from the custom wall heights, nothing being properly supported, everything's floating, the roof lines, collision issues because we've got a interior layer of ceiling in there, then we've got the glass layer above that just to get this one little overhang, then we've got the main roof above that. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of roof just right here that are all trying to collide with each other. And then on top of that, you've got these half walls that are merged together, floating, and offset from this. So this set of walls is offset from these half wall, or not walls, this set of roofs are offset from these half walls. So then there was collision issues with the half walls and the roofs. And then these roofs weren't quite perfectly, I don't know what it was, but the game was just really finicky, and I had to break this side of the house just to make this side of the house. And there was just so very much that went on into getting this done that it took forever. It was a mess. It was a fight. So if anybody comes at me asking me to build this camp, No, just on that premise of just how much I went through building this house. And I don't mean to say it to prop up, and say that this is, you know, an unachievable build. I mean, if somebody's got the time they want to pour into it, by all means. But as far as building it for somebody, I don't have the time or the energy to do it again. And if anybody wants to try to do it, be my guest. But yeah, given the things that I kind of showed y'all in stream earlier, I have given you guys and gals the tools to try to replicate this build, but I won't be releasing a tutorial for this one, needless to say. But I will try to explain some of the things that went into it, what you have to do to build it. But a piece-for-piece remake of this build won't happen. This is a one-off on this one. But yeah, I hope you guys and gals have enjoyed today's stream. It is 3:15. My daughter is going to be rolling up from school anytime now, and I got to go be outside for the bus when she rolls up, because she's special needs and they won't let her off the bus unless somebody is out there to receive her. So I've had a wonderful time with you guys and gals today streaming. I think I've put out some pretty useful things, useful tricks, tips. I got to show off this build. I may do a full build showcase video on this. I don't know when I'll do it. I'm really busy these days. The pace that I was keeping up back before I left is an unsustainable one. So I would hope that you guys and gals be understanding and don't hold it against me if I don't release regular video contents. But I do enjoy coming on and live streaming and spending time with y'all and sharing what I know, what I build with you in this manner. Hopefully someday in the future I will have a proper showcase for this video or for this build, but I don't know when it will be. So I'm not going to make any promises on it coming out and when it will come out. I've got a few other builds in the pipeline that I still haven't showcased from last year, funny enough. But we'll see. This one may come ahead of the rest because I really think this is a really good build. And, we'll just go as we go. And it's been a good time live streaming with you. I appreciate every one of y'all coming out, tuning in. Like I said earlier, if you want to help support the channel and you're not subscribed, you can always, subscribe, ring the bell icon, share my videos. If you are subscribed, or even if you're not subscribed and you did enjoy the stream today and you want to help out with a super chat, the super chats are always available, and you can donate to the channel. I do believe after the stream I will try to enable, I think, gifts on the video. So if super chats aren't available, you can also gift to, I don't know how it works, I haven't set it up on any of my videos, I don't believe. You can send a tip if you wanted to give in that way or anything like that. Not expected, not required. I'm still here for y'all, and really it's just about sharing what I know with you guys and gals and just having fun. But if you do want to help out, it's always appreciated. So anyways, all that aside, I've had a wonderful time today. It's been fun building, fun showing you guys and gals what I got, what I know, what I can do, and just trying to help you guys grow as builders as well. So until next time, this is StoleYaSweetroll, and I'm actually going to wave goodbye this time because I forgot to do it last time and the time before that. Signing off. I want you guys and gals to have a wonderful day, and love you all to death. Happy building. Have a good week. We will see you next time. I'll make a community post before I stream again so you know when to tune in. I will catch y'all later.